Right, I thought it wasn't going to come on then. Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek, and welcome to episode, I've forgotten already what we're on, 103, bloody hell, 103, of Friday Night Appointment with Fear. This week we're doing Evil Dead, or The Evil Dead, from 1981, which won the poll that I set up last week, so that won the poll by a considerable margin. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Right, we should be live on YouTube, yes we are. We're live on Rumble, yes we are. And we're live on Twitch, crikey, what they're playing at. All working at once. Later on I'll upload it to Spotify and Amazon Music Podcasts. I'm also on Facebook, X and Instagram. Links are in the description, as are the links. Let's let me move stuff. As are the links for my 2 books. Got to keep plugging them because you never know, I might sell one day. Mercury Rapids, light-hearted sci-fi action-adventure about UFOs and stuff. And Silent Predator. And he said Silent Lucidity then, because I've just watched that music video by Queensrÿche. Silent Predator, a short horror novella about big cats eating people in the North Yorkshire village. Just move on me DVDs back. Blu-ray, sorry. Right, so we got Windgrace is going to swallow me soul. Funny, just started, mate. Bloody hell. And I believe Windgrace could do it because, as we know, he's a pan-dimensional mega being, so he can swallow anything. Yikes. And Josh Temple's here. Never fear, Mad is here, but learning a bit in the shadows. Do you mean lurking? I think you mean lurking, don't you? And he also says he loves these movies. So do I. I'm not a massive fan of the third one, I've got to admit. Army of Darkness. I think it's because it's so different to all the others. And Adrian James is in saying, good evening, Adrian James. I bet he said it. I bet he's got a glass of port and a smoking jacket on with a cigarette and stuff. And he's saying, good evening. Like that. And Josh Temple says, my daughter ordered the first one for me. I'll get it when she comes to town. Oh, my books. Oh, yes. I meant to ask you if it had arrived, but obviously not. So, I hope you enjoy it. Right, so Evil Dead, or The Evil Dead. People just call it Evil Dead, don't they? It is The Evil Dead. The 2013 remake, that was just Evil Dead. But anyway, info about this film. Everybody knows about this film. Written and directed by Sam Raimi, his first feature film. I think he just turned 20 when they started filming this. Produced by Robert Tapert, starring Bruce Campbell, Ellen Sandweiss, Richard de Manincourt, Betsy Baker, Teresa Tilley, and a few other people in uncredited roles. At a budget of $375,000 or thereabouts. It varies. Some say 350,000, some say 500,000. I don't know, but It's not that much. And it did good at the box office. In the US, it did 2.4 million, and worldwide it did about 30 million. So it did well. It did well, and obviously it's famous in the UK for being briefly on the video nasties list in the early 80s, because VHS and video rentals and stuff and things being released on video were unregulated essentially, and so there are all sorts of nasty films being put out there with no certification, bypassing the British Board of Film Classification. So that's when the Video Recordings Act of 1984, I think it was, appropriate year, was brought in. And what's its face? The Evil Dead were briefly on that list, but they went to court and everything, and it were taken off. So The Evil Dead is not a video nasty, unlike films like Cannibal Holocaust and Driller Killer and stuff like that. Adrian James says, what part of Yorkshire are you from? I'm from Wolverhampton in the Midlands. I'm from West Yorkshire. That's where I'm from. The wild West Yorkshire. It is sometimes, you get bloody sirens and stuff outside. It's wild. Anyway, right, so what else? Is that it? So we'll get on with the film. As usual, I'll not just be watching the film, because get into trouble, copyright and all that. I'll be watching it in a series of stills. I'll try and remember the information I've gleaned from the Blu-ray special features, a decent documentary, and a nice audio commentary with Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. I think maybe Robert Taper as well. I think he's there. So I watched them earlier on. So let's get on with it, shall we? So I'll make myself titch tiny. Hang on, got to get rid of them. There we go. Make myself titch tiny down in the corner of the screen. Here we go. Right, let's get this film up, shall we? I'm pressing the wrong buttons. I'm useless. I'm bloody hopeless. How long have I been doing this? Right, here we go. We're off and running. When it comes on, here we go. There we go. In all its grainy glory. It was filmed on 16mm film. They like upscaled it or whatever to 35mm for the theatrical release. But let's say it's a raw film, isn't it, essentially? But there we go. Renaissance Pictures presents. Hang on, I've missed it. Here we go. The Evil Dead. Oh, that's the best they could do for what they had for the titles. It's fine. Right, so we begin. We begin with The Evil Dead, or the spirits of the forest, or whatever the hell's going on. So here they are. From their point of view, we're going through the forest, the swamp. It was filmed. Principal photography were in Tennessee. Sam Raimi and Robert Taper were from Michigan. I forgot the name of the town they're from. Can't remember. Marshall, Detroit, Michigan, whatever's in Michigan, they're from there. And they were originally going to film the film out in the woods of Michigan. Is it Michigan or Michigan? Is it a sh or a ch? Whatever. But they decided to locate over to Tennessee because they were filming in winter. Does it say on here what months it were filmed in? Let's have a look. Filming dates. Yes, November 79 to January 1980. So they were filming over winter. And they thought, we'll go to Tennessee because it'll be warmer. And it turned out that Michigan had the warmest winter they'd had for years, and Tennessee had the coldest winter they had for years. So they'd have been better off staying in Michigan. But anyway. But then you wouldn't have had these swamps, I suppose, all these steaming swamps in Michigan. Anyway, so here we go. We're seeing the point of view of the spirits. I think what's happening here, I think the story is, it kind of doesn't really explain it. It explains it a little bit. But I think these woods around the cabin, the Kandarian demons are kind of around, but they don't have much power. They're kind of just lurking about. I think of it like, one of my favourite books is a book by Graham Masterton called Devils of D-Day, and that's a book about in World War II, during the Normandy invasion, the Allied forces also, not as well as using normal soldiers, also used 13 black tanks, 13 black Sherman tanks that had demons inside, a demon inside each one. And it's crazy story. And they cut a swathe through Normandy, but one of them broke a track, and instead of just taking it away, they sealed it up and bolted a big cross on it, and a priest came and said loads of prayers and stuff over it, and they just left it there. And it was described that this demon was trapped inside this tank, and because of all the charms and the crucifix and the prayers and all this stuff around it, it couldn't really do a lot in the area, but it still, because the tank were rusting and waffling out and rambling, it were like a dog on a leash. So I'm thinking that's what's happening with these demons here. They're like a dog on a leash. They can't really do a lot, but they could just roam around the woods. This is how we... pressing the wrong button. What have I done? There we go. Pressed the wrong button. So they're going roaming round the woods looking for victims. And this bit were filmed. Sam Raimi's in a dinghy, and Bruce Campbell's pushing him through the water. And he's like holding the camera and giving it all that and moving up and down and stuff like that. But we're in there, bro. Anywho, Wingrace says it sounds like there's something, the tyre place which gives restaurant stars. Okay, I've said something and I've forgotten what I've said. Edwin James says, I have the Evil Dead remake and Evil Dead Rise on Blu-ray. I would like to get the trilogy at some point. I got this one on Blu-ray. You can't see me, hang on. I got this on Blu-ray. I got it from CEX in town. I've got it on DVD somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So I thought, I'll nip downtown and see if they've got it in. They did have it in, 12 quid. So there we go. Second hand, but does the trick. There's a Marvel comic called The Haunted Tank from the 60s. You might like that. Oh, that sounds cool. DC. A DC comic. 1960s. Michelin and Michigan. Michelin and Michigan. Or is it Michelin and Michigan? See, it works both ways. Still none the wiser. Anyway, right, we're following the path of the Kandarian demons, and I wonder what this car's doing here. Well, there's a car there, look. I wonder whose car that is. What they call it? Oh, what's the term now? Production something. Anyway, yeah, here we go. Right, we begin. Now we're off. I'm going to meet a stars. This is Sam Raimi's Oldsmobile, which were bought for him by his father. And he tries to feature it in all of his films. I don't know if he still does, but he used to do. I don't know if it's in Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I don't know. I'll have to watch it again and see if we can see it in there. But it has been in a lot of his films. Even that Western, apparently. Well, according to Bruce Campbell, anyway. He did that Western, didn't he? The Quick and the Dead. And he claims that Sam Raimi included the car, disguised it as a carriage. I don't know how, but that's what he claims. It had a big role in... Did it? Oh, right. I can't remember. I've only seen it once, and it's not that good anyway, is it? I'll have to watch it again. Anyway, so here we go. They're singing their way through the woods. This is... I've forgotten the names. This is Sarah York. I only remember her name because that's not her real name. She goes by the name Teresa Tilly. And when this film came up, she just got her SAG card, and she just become a member. But she got this film, this low budget horror film. She thought nobody will watch it. I'll not use me proper actor name, so she picked Sarah York because she likes the name Sarah, and I think she said she was from New York or something like that. So she picked Sarah York, and then she got banned. They found out about it, did SAG or something. She got banned for 6 months. Anyway, and this is so she's playing Shelley, and there's Richard de Manincourt as Scott, although in is credited in this as Hal. What is it? Hal Delrick or D-Rick? I don't know anybody pronounce it because I can't see properly. Anyway, What does it say? Hal Delrick as Scott. Anyway, so there she's singing away. Look, singing a little heart out. But, the demons are still following them. They're going around the corner, going a bit fast, but never mind. Anyway, so, there we go. Ash. We also meet Ash. Let's go back a bit and, I see a truck coming. Come on, show us Ash. You want to show us Ash? Oh, for God's sake. In the back of the car, we've got Ash, if it gets to him. There's a truck coming. There we are. There we see Ash. Bruce Campbell, the legendary Bruce Campbell, the Chin, Shemp Malone on Instagram, is reading the map, and the picture, you see on this, it doesn't look like a... Is this a map they've made themselves? It doesn't look like one you can buy, does it? It's not a bloody Ordnance Survey map, is it? Or an AA map. Look at it. It's just a drawing that somebody's made. Anyway, so they're trying to find a way to this cabin that they've rented in the woods. So Scott's asking him, are we there yet? And then they nearly crash into Lazy Mary. We never see this truck again. Don't even know what the why this truck's there, but whatever. But it seems these demons they can influence things, and what they do, they nearly make him crash into this truck. Here we go. Because I forgot about that. So somehow it grabs the wheel and rips it out of Scott's hands. They nearly crash into the truck. They're all going, ah! There's Linda. I don't know if it's Ash's first Linda, because we learned that he had a previous girlfriend. So maybe that was his first Linda. But anyway, if you watch Ash vs. Evil Dead, he mentions in one of the seasons when he goes back to the school, he says, that's where I met my first Linda. In a Yorkshire accent. Anyway, so they nearly crash, and then we get a cool shot of... I'm not going to land on it now, am I? There we are. Shelley going against the window. Anyway. But they're fine. All right, and then he says, nothing works in this car. The only thing that works in this car is the horn, says Scott. And he toots the horn. And as he's tooting, Sam Raimi and Robert Tapert wave at them from the side of the road. And he says, we're not tooting at you. Anyway, right, so they're nearly there now. By the way, they're drinking moonshine. That's moonshine in there. I think there was a deleted scene where it shows them drinking the moonshine, but that's supposed to be Tennessee moonshine in there. Right, I haven't seen Cheryl. Cheryl's in there as well. Oh, there she is. There's Cheryl, played by Ellen. I forgot her name already. Ellen Sandweiss, and for some reason, I think Cheryl's super hot. Don't know why. They all are, but for some reason I'm super attracted to her. Anyway, whatever. Right. So they go past this sign saying, dangerous bridge, travel at own risk, 3 tons. So they're going over the bridge. And there's actually a bit in here where you see somebody stood at the side. And I don't know if this is the version where it's being edited out. What am I doing? I don't know. Anyway, I'm pressing the wrong button. That's what I'm doing. I think this might be the bit where they've CG'd them out with some bushes. The original cut, there's somebody stood there, like crew or whatever. Or it might be Sam Raimi and Robert Tapert again that we saw earlier on. But you can't see them now, can you? I think they were there. I think it was that bit on that side. Can't see anybody yet, can you? No. This must be the release where a later release where they'd painted them out. Anyway, whatever. No. Anyway, they're going over this rickety bridge that all the planks are breaking. Look, the wheel goes through. How the hell does this car get out of this? But he guns it. There we go. We're looking through. He guns it, and they get through. They get over the bridge. This bridge is not going to be there for much longer. But anyway. So there they go. They're driving through the woods. Looks very nice, doesn't it? Even for, what is it, November. Very, very green. Anyway, they get there. They get to the cabin. And we hear this banging as they arrive. I'll unmute it so we can hear I hope we can hear it. Is my volume up? Yeah, just about. There we go. It's the old swinging thing that's banging into the cabin. Right, so they've arrived at the cabin. There's not just this cabin here, by the way. I noticed earlier when I was watching it. Obviously, there's the work shed or wood shed, but behind it there's another cabin. They never go in there. Not that I've noticed, anyway. Right, so there they are. Looking at the join us. We're going to get that in a bit. Right, so he goes to the cabin and gets the keys. The keys are above the door. See, there we go. You see them there above the door. And for some reason, they're there again later, and I don't understand why. But anyway, we'll get to that bit. So, as he's fumbling with the keys, is he going to show it? Oh, he's probably done it already. There we go. The thing just stops the swinging. What the hell do they call them? It stops anyway. Mysteriously. Anyway, they get in. Go inside. It's all spooky in there, and dusty and smoky for some reason. Right, so they're here. By the way, they did. This were an actual cabin that they rented, and they were ordered by the owners to leave it as leave it as they found it, which essentially they did. Apart from they added a fireplace. The cabin didn't have a fireplace, a stone fireplace, so they built that. So that's the only thing that they changed. Well, they also cut out a trapdoor. I presume they repaired it. I don't know, but anyway. So here we go. Right, a bit of fun there. Hey, all fun and games. Hey, there we go. All fun and games. So they're throwing things at Bruce. For some reason, Scott decides to check out the woodshed, probably just so we know that it's there. But we don't see the chainsaw. I was watching it, I thought, are we going to get Chekhov's chainsaw? No, he doesn't notice the chainsaw, but he notices the chains, which we're going to see later on. Anyway, there we go. The sun goes down when it's ready. There's a clock ticking on the wall, and then we have a weird, well, not weird, but an unusual shot of from behind the clock. I was going to show it. It's going to show it in a bit. And Cheryl, I keep wanting to call her Linda, but Linda's his girlfriend, isn't it? Cheryl is Ash's sister, by the way. Is the glove there yet? Don't know. Where? In the woodshed. Is there a glove? I can't remember. Where were we? She's drawing the clock. So anyway, this is the shot that's from behind the clock. It's like somebody's watching from behind the clock, isn't it? Is it like Norman Bates or something's behind the clock? There's the fireplace that they built. They've already got the fire going, look. And then the clock, I think the clock just stops here. Is it this way? It just stops. Weirdly. There you go, she's watching. There we go. It just stops at a funny angle. And it starts hang on, Freddy's glove. Yes, Freddy's glove. Yes. Is that in? I'm trying to think now. Is Freddy's glove in one of these, or is? I know the Necronomicon is in. Is it Friday the 13th part? Is it 8? Part 8? Can't remember. Yes, I think Freddy's glove is. It's not in this because this is before, isn't it? So it'll be in probably the second one, maybe. I can't remember when the second one came out because Nightmare on Elm Street didn't come out till 84, did it? This is out in 81, so it's not in this one. So I don't know when Evil Dead 2 came out. When did Evil Dead 2 come out? Let's have a look. Sequels. I'm on Wikipedia. Critical response. Sequels. There we go. Evil Dead 2. 87. So it might be Evil Dead 2 then. That we see the glove in. Right. So where were we? The clock stopped and it starts going doing doing, even though it's not on a where it should make a noise. But anyway, it stopped at 5:52. Is that or is it 5:53? 5:53. Is that does that mean anything? I've no idea, but that's what it stopped on. Right, so and then she hears a voice outside. I think they're either saying a name or they're saying join us. I can't remember, but because she hears that, see if it tells us. There, good join us, but not shouting. It's like quiet, you know. So anyway, and then she gets possessed. So, not possessed, but she does a bit of automatic scribbling, automatic writing. Something takes over her hand, right hand, should I say? And if you notice, her hand's gone all pale and it's got all veins and stuff on it. Did I think what the fella called Tom Sullivan, I think, did all the essentially all the effects in the film, the makeup and we see some stop motion and stuff and all that. I think it's a fella called Tom Sullivan. I've never seen him in anything else. Seen his name on anything else. Anyway, so there you go. She's doing some automatic scribbling. She draws the Book of the Dead, because that was the original name for the film, Book of the Dead. But they were told by the fella, one of the producers, one of the distributors, I forgot his name, Ted Shapiro, Len Shapiro, something like that. Whatever. Let me check. It'll be up here somewhere. No, don't bloody say. Never mind. Promotion. Right, let's find his name. Where is he? For Pete's sake. Don't know. Somebody Shapiro, Ted or Len, somebody like that. He said you shouldn't really call it Book of the Dead because kids won't go see a film that might be about literature. So he suggested The Evil Dead, so they changed it to that. Right, where were we? Anyway, so he was drawing the Book of the Dead, not doing a bad job at it really, for a scribble. But anyway, so there it is. Join us. And then she hears a noise from the trap door. The cabin didn't have a trap door, a cellar, by the way. So they cut a hole in the floor, dug 6 feet under the trap door, put some steps in, and so they could just film it. All the cellar scenes that we see were filmed in Michigan. I've just saw somebody look round the door then. The ghosts are around, and I've got the chills now. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye there, just as I glanced up. A shadow person. Your next sketch time idea, what the Book of the Dead. Oh dear. One of my favourite memes is that where somebody makes like an apple pie or something like that in like a square tin, and it comes out looking like the Book of the Dead. See if I can find it. Book of the Dead. I'll say pie. See if that finds it. Images. There we go. It's that one in it. Yeah. Just bear with me. There we go. That one. So when your pie comes out looking like the Book of the Dead. Anyway. Right, so there we go. Something's coming through the trap door. That was a popular kids thing in the UK, trap door, but I never watched it, so I don't know. But anyway, there she's watching with her lovely eyes. I think she's got lovely eyes, but anyway. But, right, then they're having dinner, so don't know how they've cooked it, but they've managed. And there's power and everything, because they've got a blender and they've got lights, so, they're fine. So they're all having dinner, and Ash says he wants to say something, before they eat. As a Greek friend of mine once said, and I thought he was going to say, Ine, igineke, ine. I forgot it now. It's off Not the 9 o'clock news, a Rowan Atkinson thing. Bir pavilato. Anyway, whatever. He says something weird, I don't know. But as he's saying it, something in Greek, I don't know what he's saying. But as he's saying it, the trapdoor pops open. In a minute. You're going to do it. There it goes, trapdoor pops open. I think, actually, if you look, so we'll go back a frame at a time. I think you can see somebody's hand pushing it up, I think. I'm sure I saw that in the... there it is. There you saw it there, didn't you? Well, I did. Just see it... just there, you see somebody sees a hand disappear down. There it goes. Sorry, movie magic. So the cellar's opened up. So even though these, the Kandarian demons aren't up full power yet, they're just lurking about, they still can do quite a bit, can't they? Anyway, so they're going to go down and check. Scott decides to go down. Oh, he's being stupid. Somebody says, maybe there's an animal down there. And he goes, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Not the best acting in this film, by the way. I will show you what there's. Terrible acting it is.
An animal? An animal? That is the stupidest thing I ever heard of. Jesus Christ.
They're in the woods. Could be an animal. They're in Tennessee. It could be a bloody gator. Anyway, are the gators in Tennessee? Oh, that's Louisiana, isn't it? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, Scott decides to go down. So he takes the flashlight, disappears into the cellar, and they call after him, saying, Scott, you alright? When he doesn't answer, because he's a knobhead. So Ash decides to go down, but they've only one flashlight, so they give him a lantern, which casts about as much light as my ass. There it is, look. Might as well just not bother. But anyway, make sure we're still going. Yeah, we are. So off he goes to look for Scott in the dark, dingy cellar. Down he goes. And obviously this is not the same cellar this is filmed in. I think it's Robert Tapert's family's cabin in Michigan. I'm sure that's right. I've got notes. Let's have a look. See if it's in my notes. I don't know. It's here somewhere, but I've got that many notes I can't bloody find out. But anyway, speaking of the production, Bruce Campbell put up his family's property in North Michigan as collateral so that Sam Raimi not only could finish the film, but also blow it up to 35mm film, which was required for theatrical release. Raimi was so grateful for Campbell's financial contribution that he credited him as co-producer. Plus he did just about everything else on the film as well, when they were filming. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's in here somewhere. Where is it? I don't know. Of that many bloody notes. Never mind. I think it's Robert Tapert's family's cabin in Michigan, where the cellar scenes were filmed, and this. Because as I said, the cabin didn't have a cellar. Anyway, so down he goes, down the rickety stairs into the cellar, and we're going to see in a bit. Because he's still calling out to Scott. Scott's not answering. As I said, he's a knobhead. Because he's going to make us jump in a minute. There's another door in the cellar. This cellar's bigger than my house. So he goes in. And then Scott's going to pop up. There we go. Scott pops up. Boo, he says. And that's a good laugh. Because, as I said, he's a knobhead. And anyway, he says, look what I've found. And he's found a tape recorder and other things. And the Hills Have Eyes poster. Which is there deliberately. Because apparently in the Hills Have Eyes, I've seen it once, many years ago. In the Hills Have Eyes, there's a Jaws poster because Wes Craven wanted everybody to know that his film was scarier than Jaws. So Sam Raimi's thought, I'll put the Hills Have Eyes poster in so everybody knows my film's scarier than the Hills Have Eyes. Anyway, so there we go. Anyway, so they found all this stuff. The tape recorder and a big dagger and a shotgun with some shotgun shells, which he leaves there and he's got to go back for later. And there we go. There he finds the Book of the Dead, or is it a pudding? Somebody's cherry cobbler or something. I don't know, but anyway. So he's found that. There we go. Inked in human blood and bound in human flesh. It looks inside. Cool drawings. I don't know who did these drawings. I presume the production designer, but I don't know who the production designer was. Let's have a look. Does it say? I'd help if I looked on bloody IMDb, wouldn't it? All cast and crew. Right. Production design, art direction, Tom Sullivan. So he probably did it because, as I said, yes, I think he did just about everything. His makeup, art department. Yes, Tom Sullivan, illustrator. Did all the props. He did the big dagger that we'll see in a bit. And he probably did the Book of the Dead as well. Like I said, did everything. I think he did the stop motion as well that we'll see later. Anyway, I say cool stuff. So I was looking through that. We've got eyeballs and things and a map of Middle Earth. Here there be dragons. Is that the Shire? Don't know. But I think you can buy these now, can't you? On like eBay, places like that. There's places that make versions of the Book of the Dead, don't they? The Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Although they don't call it that in this. They call it something else. I've forgotten what. But they call it something else. I think they call it Necronomicon Ex Mortis in Evil Dead 2, don't they? Anyway, there's the dagger. With a scary skull face on it. Anyway, so, right, they take everything back upstairs. There's the moon being all superimposed. Look at the size of it. I mean, that's a super moon, isn't it? All scary, look. The guy was a real turd. Oh, right, okay, talking about me. Right, so they're going to listen. He's going to switch on the tape recorder and they're all going to have a listen to it. Probably hoping there's some good tunes on it. There's not only a tape recorder, though. They're down in the cellar. I think it's down in the cellar. Or is it up here? I don't know. There's actually like a gramophone, like a wind-up gramophone. I think it's in the cellar. Which we'll hear later on. Anyway, so they're going to listen to this tape. There we go. It's been a number of years since I began excavating the ruins of Kandar with a group of my, I think that's supposed to say colleagues, isn't it? Not colleges. Anyway, doing this voice is somebody famous, and I've forgotten already because I'm stupid. Bob Dorian, who is, I think he's famous in America. I don't know who he is, but I think he's famous in America for doing things. Yeah, I don't know, but apparently he's famous, but I've never heard of him. But I'm sure Win Grace will tell me what he's famous for. Any minute now, right? So listening to that, and then he's going to start doing the incantations, because we learned that where Wakanda supposed to be? To talk about Sumerians, obviously that's in the Middle East, isn't it? Sumerian, in what is now Iraq. But you don't get that when in Evil Dead 3. You don't get the impression that they're in Mesopotamia. But I have no idea. But anyway, right. So where they learn the name of the book in this. There we go. Naturon de Monto, roughly translated, the Book of the Dead. But as I said, in the second one, it becomes the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, don't they? Changed it for some reason. Anyway, they're talking about demons and demon resurrection and all that stuff, and the forces of the forest. There we go. The dark bowers of man's domain. There we go. I told you. He's been in a handful of things that I've never seen. Same here. Or even heard of. Hey, he's got it's a Panasonic. My telly's a Panasonic. It's a small world, isn't it? There we go. This way it's saying, look, right. Saying the first few pages warn that these enduring creatures, the Kandarian demons, may lie dormant but are never truly dead. So that's probably why it's roaming the forest. But may be recalled to active life through incantations presented in this book. And then he says them. So I'm guessing that's why they're around, because the doctor fella who did this has basically summoned them, I suppose. We don't know what happened to these. Do we know what happened to these? Does it say in the? I don't think it tells us in. It does in the second film, doesn't it? What happened to these people? But I don't think it tells us in this one. I could be wrong. There we go. Then starts talking about start reading it out. There we go. Tatreamis. I won't say it just in case. But Cheryl's getting upset by it. She says, "Turn it off," because as he's reading it, look, it's all the stuff's happening in the forest. And now he carries on saying it. And apparently what he's saying, I think it's this bit here, Sumunda Ropsa da is hikers duns the roads. That apparently he's talking about Sam Raimi and Robert Tappert being the hikers on the road. Apparently. That's what people say. I don't know if that's true. Anyway, she screams, turn it off, and then it goes, Kanda. Well, I don't know why it's got a K there. I haven't had the C before, but never mind. And then something, she shouts, shut it off, and then a tree branch comes through the window. I think, oh, typical. Anyway, so Ash admonishes Scott for playing it. You knew Cheryl was scared. He said, well, you could have turned it off. So, whatever. Another superimposed moon with more clouds going to cover it up. Right, so everybody's calmed down now, it seems. I presume they've closed the shutters on that window. By the way, a lot of times you see windows in this, apart from that shot where it showed it coming through the window. A lot of the times they didn't have any glass in the windows to stop reflections and all that stuff, so you won't see the lights and all that reflected in the glass. So a lot of the times they took the glass out and just put it back in. When they needed to, so to speak. Anyway, right. So everybody's calmed down. So they're going to have a little kiss and cuddle on the couch, but first she's got to check on Cheryl and make sure she's okay. And that's terrible. It's not even in focus. Bloody hell. So off she goes. There she goes to check on Cheryl. But Ash has got her a present he's going to give her. And he's going to show us. Show us his present. Oh, for Pete's sake. Does it show us? Or is it going to show us in a bit? Might show us in a bit. Anyway, so he goes to sit back down. There he is. And he's pretending to be asleep. And she comes back and she sees that. And they do a bit where she's looking and he's got his eyes closed. And then he opens his eyes as she looks away. And then when she looks back, his eyes are closed. And they kind of repeat this later when something happens. Later. So she takes it anyway. And she goes, see, you're awake. And then he goes, it's for you. And it's a magnifying glass on a chain. And apparently, originally, because it was supposed to be, a plot point was the magnifying glass, because they were going to use it to magnify the rising sun. The sun was supposed to start coming through the windows in the morning, and they were going to magnify it onto the Book of the Dead to make it catch fire. But they decided against that, probably being a bit too overcomplicated. And they just basically, at the end, spoilers, they just throw the book on the fire. But anyway, so that's why it's a magnifying glass. But why he's giving her a magnifying glass, dunno. He should have said something like, this were my grandmother's, or something like that, shouldn't it? It's an heirloom, or, it's got a lot of personal thingamabobs. But it's got lovely nails, anyway, Anyway, so, right, but she's pleased, she likes it, so he's going to put it on, so he puts it on, and there we go. And then, I'll never take it off, and there we go, there we go, kissing and stuff, and the demons are watching from outside, going, oh, giving it all that. But they think, well, we'll leave them to that, that's what the demons are thinking, we'll go have a look in the other windows, because it's a peeping demon. And then it sees, is that Scott? It must be. It's not Ash, is it? Because he's canoodling. Hang on. Yeah. Oh no, hang on. I'm confused here now. Let's go back again. Right. So they're kissing and cuddling there. They go around the corner. And then suddenly... No. Right. All right, I see. I went too far. They stopped canoodling. And they did other things. It's dealing with the fire. Then... Oh, crikey, that was a lucky stop there. We see, I forgot her name, Shelley takes her top off, so we get a bit of side boob. And Shelley's Scott's girlfriend, by the way. So they're going to start. Then it moves round to Cheryl's window. She's looking at the drawing, and then she hears she either hears a name or hears the joiners again. There we go. Here's the joiners again. So she's thinking, oh, what's going on? So she, rather than going and getting somebody and saying, I can hear voices outside, she just goes and checks herself. This is either brave or stupid. Take your pick. So off she goes. Says, hello, is anybody there? I can hear you. In the middle of the woods. It could be anybody. It could be an axe murderer or a Kandarian demon. Anyway, so she's fine. She's got a dressing gown on. She'll be safe. So off she goes into the woods with a massive moon. Is it Moonfall? That Roland Emmerich film's going to crash into the earth any second. Anyway, so in she goes into the woods. Look, just traipsing off. She ain't got a torch or anything. Good job it's a full moon. Looking for who's saying join us. Silly girl. Apparently in this scene that's coming up, she does a lot of running through the woods in a bit, and she got cut up quite badly because she was just not wearing a lot, running through the woods, and they had like a dolly track that they'd made out of plywood, and she bled all over that apparently. But anyway, right, so out she goes into the woods. There we see, all steamy and smoky. Join us, it says. But then the woods come alive, look, like that, and they grab hold of her. Ah! And there we go, she screams, and I'm going to have to be careful because this is a controversial scene in the film, isn't it? I won't use the word, but we all know what's going to happen. So she gets all the vines wrapped round and they're ripping through her clothes and all that stuff, and it's super scary. And that were close because we see a bit of boob. Luckily, it happens straight after this, so I've just missed it. But she's rather well endowed, I must admit. But anyway, that were close, wasn't it? So the vines are holding her down, and then something else happens, and then basically, the forest defiles her. We'll leave it at that. But anyway, so she's struggling and screaming, but she gets away. There we go. She gets away. She runs off through the woods, and the demons follow her, knocking trees down as they go. She falls over there. In one take, I think she hurt herself quite a lot in this film, to be completely honest. But a lot of them did. But she keeps picking herself up, and trying to see. We see the demon knocking trees down left, right, and centre for some reason. But anyway, where is it? There we go. Trying to land on the bit where we see it. Oh, for Christ's sake. Anyway, she's running back to the cabin. And here it is, there's the cabin. And now, this is the bit we're on about, with the key. The keys are back above the door. Why? They're in the cabin. Why does he put the keys back above the door? I've no idea. And the door's locked. So, did he lock the door, put the keys up there, and climb in through the window? I don't know. But there we go. She's at the door, look. And she can't get in. She's calling for Ashley. And there you go. She's trying to get the keys are back above the door. Why? Doesn't make any sense, does it? But anyway, never mind. But anyway, it's coming for a look. Giving it all that. And but she can't unlock the door. But then Ash appears and pulls her inside. And she says, the woods are alive. Oh, man, it's right disappointed here. Is the... you read this? Right disappointed. You read this? Oh, it wanted to get her. Oh. Anyway, why couldn't he just go in and get them all? Don't know. For the plot, I suppose. Anyway, retreats back to the woods. And she's saying, no, the wood's alive and they got me and all that. And nobody believes her, obviously. So then she says, I want to get out of here. And says, all right, well, I'll take you into town. So just takes her, go get a bag, get your stuff, get your things. Because he says we'll spend the night in town. But he's just taking her as she is, all shredded and clothes ripped and nothing else. Anyway, and they're just going to leave them, what's the face? Linda's not going with them or anything. It's just them two. And then the car won't start, so she says, it won't let us go. But then the car starts, and off they go. They get to the bridge, and we see that the bridge has been broken. There it is. The bridge is broken. Look, there we go. Cool shot. I'm guessing that's a model, isn't it? That must be a model and like a forced perspective, because we can see Cheryl there. So it must be like a model in the foreground. I'm guessing. So they can't get over the bridge. So she runs back to the car, and there we go. won't let us go. So they've got to go back to the cabin. So anyway, Scott's chopping wood with his axe, which we'll see shortly. There we see Cheryl's looking out the watching him through the window. She's now got a plaster or whatever on a band-aid on her forehead. And the others, looks like they're playing cards, but they're not. They're doing like a psychic guessing game. Ash is listening to the tape again, but through earphone. So the others can't hear him. All right, okay. Now I know my wife has become host to a Kandarian demon. All right. Yes. And so the fella had to chop up his wife. That's it. But what happened to him? I don't know. As I said, in the second one we find out what happened to them, but we don't know what happened to them. But the only way to stop those possessed is by there we go, bodily dismemberment. Dun dun dun. That's the only way to stop them. But I don't know what happened to him. Does it say? It can't say. And now I must whatever. Maybe they're coming for me. I've resurrected through this book. He's sure to come calling for me. So I'm guessing they must have got him, but we don't know what happened to him. In the second one, they buried or something in the basement. Or one of them is at least. Anyway, so she's doing the old Ghostbusters card game, sort of, and similar sort of thing actually, where she's guessing the cards. Like she said 7 of hearts, and Shelley's saying you're right, even though she's obviously wrong. So that's probably where Dan Aykroyd got the idea from. She said, "Oh look, I've got ESP," and then she says it again, and she gets the wrong answer, but she says you're right. But then Linda starts giving the right answers. We're going Queen of Spades, 2 of Spades, Jack of Diamonds, Jack of Clubs, and she goes, looks all scary like that. Because now she's got all stuff on her, and her eyes are all gone white, and these are those horrible contact lenses, what they call them, sclerical or whatever they call them, lenses that cover your whole eye and make you blind, and it makes me cringe. I wouldn't even be able to have normal contact lenses because I've got stupid eyes. Anyway, so there we go. So we see that she's possessed. There we go. And she says, "How dare you wake us from our ancient slumber?" And dead by dawn and all that stuff. And there you go. And she's levitating, luckily by the window. But and there's a Billy Bass look. There we go. "One by one we will take you," she says in that famous line. And then she's giving it all that. And then she collops us to the floor. And then Scott comes in and says, "What's going on here?" So Linda goes to check on her, but as she's checking, she picks up that pencil. And this is one of the cringy gore moments coming up. And as Linda's checking her, and Ash, she gets up. Hang on, let's go back again. There we go. She gets up and plunges the pencil into Linda's ankle. Which is cringeworthy. Obviously, it's a fake foot, a really good. It's Tom Sullivan, a really good special effects fella. This fake ankle that he made, but does the job. She's screaming her head off. Blood's coming out. She's like obviously. So they drag her off, and she's hitting people. Like I say, she knocks Ash across the room, and he falls under this shelves, and he stays there for ages. He does. He's there for ages. Anyway, Scott tries to intervene. There we go. Boink. Hits her with he tries to get her at first, and she knocks him across the cabin, and then he comes back with his axe and hits her with the butt of it, and in one take she actually fell and banged her head on the cellar door. Like I said, they all got knocked up making this film. Not pregnant, I mean, they all got knocked up. Bangs and bruises. Anyway. So anyway, this is where they shove her in the cellar. And as you saw there, obviously that's the actress Ellen Sandweiss. God knows who this next person is. Looks nothing like her, does it? After principal photography, there were a lot of, post-production, post-principal photography, whatever. not reshoots, but extra shots, pick-up shots and stuff like that. And that's like, this must be one of them. Because they didn't have, the cast to come back and to make do with what they had. So you get people like Ted Raimi coming in, who were only like, I think they were about 12 or 13 at the time, coming in and standing in for other people. And I think this is just a fake head that they've got. And I said, it looks sod all like her, doesn't it? But anyway, never mind. So anyway, they knock her down into the cellar and chain it up so she can't get out. And we can hear her. There we go. Linda's, put Linda into bed. She's unconscious for some reason. Must be the shock of being stabbed with a pencil. But there's Cheryl watching them and doing all her scary voice and all that, and saying, why is she making them noises? And why are her eyes like that? And they're freaking out. There she is, look. Scary. By the way, I remember us renting this when it first came out, probably 1982 by the time it came out on... no, it wasn't, it was 81, wasn't it? Because in the UK, Palace Video were a new company. They later became Palace Pictures, and I think the first film they made was Company of Wolves in 83. But before that, there were Palace Video, and they released stuff. And this was, one of their early big releases, and they got the rights to it in the UK, and released it at the theatre and on video at the same time. And it was the biggest selling/renting video of 1981. But, I remember us renting it, and there were me and my sister and my sister's husband and all that, and my brother all watching it with the lights on. It was my sister and his sister that we kept all the lights on. Hey, the good old days. Anyway, so he's saying they're going to be all right. Look, the demons are coming. They're coming. And someone's going to come through the window at her. I can't actually really remember. Yes, it is. Yes, they're going to come and get her through the window. Look, and in a minute, they do. Honest, they do. It might be later. Oh, is this this bit in it? Is it? There we go. Ah, they go and get Cheryl. Yes, Cheryl. Have you noticed it's all the women that are being got first? That'd never happen now, would it? It's another thing that I'd never see now. It coming up in a bit. I suppose knocking a woman down a cellar with the butt of an axe. That you'd never see that these days either, would you? But anyway. Right, so where's Cheryl gone? She's disappeared and the window's broken. Something's taken her away. So he's got to go looking for her. She's not in the bath or in the closet. Oh, there's the bath. She's not in there. But she's there, and there you go. She scratches his head with her big red fingernails. So they're having a bit of a fight. They end up back out in the main area, and they're having a good old wrestle. And he throws her down onto the floor, and her head goes in the fire. There we go. Another pickup shot. So they pull her out of the fire, and then she's speaking in a Kandarian demon voice, saying, "Oh, thank you for pulling me out of those hot coals. You have nice skin. Let me wear it," or whatever. So she attacks him again, and she's trying to push his head into the fire now. And Ash ends up underneath something again. Apparently, liked doing his pratfalls, did Bruce Campbell. But there she is, looking all manky. And Scott just happened to have a big knife on him. And she's got that. She's picked up that. By the way, she's picked up that. Cheryl has picked up that. Not Cheryl. Shelley. Shelley has picked up that that big dagger, that Kandarian dagger with a skull on. She's trying to stab him with it. So he's going to cut her hand. So I think she drops the dagger. There's Cheryl in the basement, freaking out. Ash is there with the axe, but he daren't use it. And as they're watching, Shelley just bites her own hand off, because it's all gory and gruesome. And they're like going, what's she doing? Biting her own hand off, look. For some reason. I don't know why, she just did. Then he picks it up and stabs her with it. There we go, stabs her in the back, and then she can't reach it. And we see all blood coming out from the dagger. You don't carry big knives on you all the time. I have one when I'm in the shower. Yes, but that's you, Josh Temple. I bet you've got like a shotgun next to the shower or something like that, or a crossbow. I bet you have. Oh dear. No, I don't have a big knife with me at all times. Oh dear. Where were we? I stabbed her. So anyway, so there she goes. She's screaming at the top of her voice. It's very loud. And they're like, oh, they think she's dead. And then she starts spewing out milk and blood and guts and all that stuff. But she's not dead yet. In a minute. She's going to do it in a minute. No, she's just twitching a bit. She's going to do it now, isn't it? Never mind. Oh, she gets back up as he's walking past her. She grabs hold of him. By the way, I think this is Ted Raimi's feet. I'm sure I saw in a documentary. Oh, it's called a shower gun. Oh dear. I think this is Ted Raimi's feet. So, as I said, you were only a kid at the time. Anyway, she grabs hold of him and gets back up again. And so this is where they go. He's telling Ash to hit her with the axe, and Ash is frozen in terror. So he just grabs the axe off her and chops her up. Like so. There we go. There's all blood spraying about. Oh, there will be. There we go. Yeah, it's all gory and gruesome. I don't know how much YouTube will allow me to show. But, there we go. Chopped her up. They did that. That's how the actress, Sarah York, as she was called, Teresa Tilly. She was the head and one arm. She was under the floor. And she was like twitching. And I think Bruce and somebody else did one of the legs. It's all fun and games. So that's the end of Shelley. So chopped her up. There we go. So they're going to bury her. He says we've got to bury her. So they scoop up all her bits into a. They go into a sheet, drag her out into the woods and bury her. And as we see, they also not only do that. There we go. He's also had time to fashion. A grave marker, a cross-shaped grave marker. Done that. Right, so they go back in. And Scott says, I want to get out of here. And he says, well, we can't. He says, there must be another way, because they mentioned the bridge is out. And he says, there must be another way, a trail that we can go, to get to bypass the bridge. And he's saying, we can't, because Linda's legs go all manky. So we can't, take her out. And Scott says, well, I'm going. This is your girlfriend. You look after her. So Scott goes off by himself and leaving Ash by himself. Don't forget, Cheryl's in the cellar. Anyway, Ash goes to check on Linda. And she's fast asleep. And he goes to check on her foot now. Is a bit of, I've missed it. There we go. Another bit of kind of stop motion or animation, what are you going to call it? Obviously, they just, there you go. They just painted it on. They took a shot, painted a bit more, took another shot, did it like that. Apparently, it took an hour to do that. So that's now she's possessed. Now she's one of the evil dead. So it's all the women have become the evil dead. First, you'd never see that these days because it'd be the women taking charge, wouldn't it? Anyway. I think it was, wasn't it, in the remake? Mia. I forgot the name of the actress. Even though she was the main focus of the demon, she was the one that overcame them, wasn't she? But anyway, I goes to the door, and there we go. Scott's back. The forest got him, so he's all cut up. Apparently, he's got a big piece of branch or something sticking out of his gut, but you don't really see it very well until later. But you can see he's all cut up, and there Linda's arrived, just sat giggling at them, doll-like. They decided, I think the original plan was for her to be like Cheryl and the other one, Shelley, looking all horrible and the face being all done in. But they decided to make her look doll-like because she has that kind of porcelain features, doesn't she, I suppose you could say. So they decided to do it like that, and they thought that would be more scary. So she's like giggling at them and stuff like that. She was blowing up in Hollywood. Haven't really seen her in years. Oh, what? Anyway. Oh, we're blowing up. I've said something again, Anton, and I don't know what. Anyway. Tell you, I say things and I forget what I've said, and then Win Grace comments on it, and I've forgotten. Anyway. Who were blowing up in Hollywood? I can't remember. Oh, yes. From The Evil Dead 2013, the remake, yes. She were in Don't Breathe as well. Yes, the girl from the remake, yes. I remember now. I tell you, I'm bloody hopeless at the call her now. My son likes her. My son, got a crush on her. I can't remember her name. But yes, she were in that. Anyway. Right, so Scott's not well. Like I said, he's got a big piece of wood sticking out of him, and he's all cut up. And he's not long for this world. Thankfully, Billy Bass isn't singing at him. Not till the second film, anyway. A name came to me then from the remake, and it, like the name just popped into my head, and then just like turned to dust before I had a chance to read it. Anyway, never mind. So he leaves him there. There Linda's saying, "We're gonna get you," and all that stuff. And he goes, Heddle was right, won't let us go. Said, "We're not gonna die, we're gonna get out of here." And then he starts saying, "I don't want to die, Ash. You're not gonna let me die." And then Cheryl starts mocking him, repeating his words. But then he says he has found a way out, a trail, but the trees will stop you. They're alive. Well, we know they're alive because the trees, it means they move. They must be in the forest of Fangorn. Mustn't they? Anyway, there she's laughing away at him. And then he's going he's coughing up blood and stuff. Then Ash goes up to her and says, "Shut up," and now he's going to beat up his girlfriend. Yeah, so you wouldn't see this these days. He goes saying, "Shut up," she's laughing. "Kill her," he says, but no, he's just going to beat her up a bit. Oh no, he goes, point his gun. He might have hit her a few times actually now. I might have missed it. Is it this bit? Yes, it's this bit. Proper sound effects as well as he's hitting her. We'll play this bit. Later on, there's a scene where they've got the sound effects toy box and just tipped it all out into the film. But anyway, so he's giving her a good eye, which you wouldn't see these days, would you? And then he's going to get the shotgun. He points the shotgun at her. She's still laughing and giggling, but then her head drops down. There we go, like that. And then when she looks up again, she's back to normal. She says, "Oh, Ash, help me." So she gets up and everything thinks, "Oh, Ash, help me." And he thinks she's back to normal. But then we hear Cheryl's voice from the basement saying, "Ashley," because his sister, so she calls him Ashley. "Help me." So he's going to go check on his sister, thinking she's back to normal. But no. Here we go. A hand comes out through the floor and grabs him. And actually, I think it was the stunt supervisor or whatever, that it was his hand. It's not a woman's hand. It's not Ellen Sandweiss's hand. She grabs hold of it. She actually he actually cut Bruce Campbell. You see on his face here in a minute here, this scene here. A single drop of blood in a minute, and that's actually Bruce. There we go. That's actually Bruce Campbell's blood. Anyway, whatever. But he gets away. She goes back down into the cellar, and then Linda's back to being a demon again. So he just drags her outside. Drags her outside through the woods. She's like laughing and giggling, and just leaves her out there. Then goes back in. Gives Scott a drink of water, saying, "We're going to be all right. The sun will be up soon and we'll be fine." But Scott is no longer with us. And so anyway. But then she's back in. She's come back in as Linda with the knife. Oh my, she stabs. I forgot she mentioned me. She stabs Ash. It turns round and she's there. She stabs him in the arm, and then she licks the blood off the. For Pete's sake, there we go. She licks the blood off the dagger. These are all professional actors. Look what the thought. Oh dear. Anyway, so she licks the blood off the dagger, then goes for him again, and she throws him across the room, and then he knocks Scott's body over, and she's coming at him again, and I think he throws. Oh, I've missed this bit. Hang on. There we go. He does that, kicks her into the wall, and then for some reason, I don't know why does she hold this dagger like this? Right, she does this. I'll play it. She's holding the dagger like that, ain't she? And then for some reason, she does that. Why? I don't know. But she goes for him like that. I don't know why she changes her grip and holds the blade. I've no idea. But anyway, so they have a tussle, and there we go. Cheryl's grabbing hold of him as well. Then hang on, what happens here? Oh, yes, and he gets the dagger round the back of her. That's probably why she adjusted her grip, maybe, so he could get the dagger round the back of her, like that. Just saw it there. There we go, like that. And then he pushes her, and she ends up on the floor. I've gone too far again. She ends up on the floor, and for crying out loud. There we go. And the dagger goes through her. And for some reason, she's on soil there, isn't she? I've just noticed. She's on soil. She's supposed to be. They're in the cabin, aren't they? So do you reckon this was a shot from outside that they've used? Because she's in the cabin. So anyway, and then she starts spilling up this milk, and then you think she's dead. So he's going to drag her out now, and he's going to bury her. Meanwhile, Cheryl's still in the basement, thinking, I'm fed up of being down here. Is this tool? Oh no, he goes to the tool shed first. This is it, where he goes to the tool shed. Never mind the mice and rats. And he fastens Linda down onto the table and fastens down. Finds the whatchamacallit? They call them chainsaws. I forgot they called them then. He finds the chainsaw and starts it up, and I don't know if it's going at full speed or if it's on just tick over or what, but it actually did hold it close to the actress's neck, and you can actually see when it in the shot when it shows it when he's holding it there. You can see her pulse is kind of racing a bit. She must have been a bit scared, but then anyway, he's noticed that, and so he's thinking. Because in the second one, she comes to, doesn't she? She goes, Ash, don't kill me and all that, but she doesn't in this. So he can't kill her, so he just undoes and takes her out. I think he's just going to bury her. He says, I can't chop you up, so I'm just going to bury you as is. So he takes her out to the burial area with lights apparently set up already, but never mind. While he's doing this, Cheryl's going mental and trying to smash through the. She does manage. She smashes her way out of the cellar. But anyway, look, she's dead, but she's not dead, if you know what I mean. Not nearly dead. Merch available in the store. Anyway, so there we go. She's going to get out. Anyway, so right, what's happening here now? He's going to bury her. He's dug a hole. There we go. He's putting her in the hole. And there we go. Puts her in. And covers her up. Puts another cross down. Must have lots of these crosses about. Maybe it's the Blair Witch area. I don't know. But anyway. Goes to pick up. Sees that on the ground. The whatchamacallit? Magnifying glass. He goes to pick it up. And as he goes to pick it up, we get a carry shot. We could say the copy and carry, because carry was 1976, wasn't it? So. Anyway, there you go. Linda's getting up. Do you reckon that were her? I don't think that were her, do you? Anyway, so he's now got to deal with it. Look, she's ragging his leg. Oh, this makes me cringe, this bit, because she's at it for ages. Look, she's clawing at his leg for ages. Look at all. It's horrible. It's the worst bit of film for me. Never mind people getting their heads chopped off and all this stuff. And arms and legs and stuff. It's just that bit. Somebody's clawing at your shin and your, what do you call the back of your shin? Whatever they call that. Can't calf. At your calf. Anyway. So there you go, he falls down and he finds these bits of like foam. It's supposed to be bits of wood, like planks of wood or 2x4s or whatever they call them. But I think it's made of foam. But they are quite, apparently they were quite, they're supposed to be lightweight, but, there was something to them. They weren't, they weren't soft or anything like that, but they are hitting. I think this is the actual actress, I think. Whose name I've forgotten, I'm sorry, but who played Linda? Betsy Baker. I mean, it might not be, I don't know, but I think it is Betsy Baker, and he's actually, I think it might be Sam Raimi who's actually swinging it and giving her a good old whack with the, there we go, with the fake wood, but apparently it did hurt her, and he did get her in the chin or something, and she did get hurt, because even though it was fake wood, it was still quite, hurtful, quite hard. Anyway, so he's given her a good whack, and she knocks him flying, and luckily he lands just by the spade, and now she's going to leap at him like that. She leaps at him, and he brings the spade round, chops her head off, and the head lands, laughing and giggling at him, and the body writhes, squirting blood at him, and all that stuff. So, fun and games. And he just leaves her there. But he hadn't dismembered her, so I don't know. Does that count? Having your head chopped off? I don't think we see her again. She doesn't do a dance in this like she does in the second one. Anyway, so he heads back to the cabin. Sees that Cheryl's out of the cellar. So he's got the shotgun. He's wondering what's going on. Scott's disappeared as well. So he's going looking. But I think somebody's going to come through that window. Do you? Let's have a look. There it is. It's Cheryl. Here she is. She grabs hold of it. But she goes running off, and then he shoots at her. And there we go. We see he's shot Cheryl, but she'll be back. Don't worry. There you go. She's back already. And it's just to keep her out. I think there we go. She puts her hand in. He squishes her hand with the butt of the rifle. He says he needs more shells. Where are they? She always does a dance for me in my mind. Always. That permanently. Oh dear. That was stop motion as well, wasn't it, in the sequel? Anyway. He's off down in the cellar to find the shells that are in that other room. There's his leg all done in. And I think... no, I don't. But anyway, for some reason, there's all blood there. I don't know why, but there is. Don't know what's happened there. But then all blood starts coming through the sockets and stuff and filling up the light bulbs, etc. Oh, right. This is a bit of stop motion where the record player starts playing itself. There we go. And then the projector starts, and then blood drips on the projector, that lens, and it drips on like that. But then what we see projecting is nothing like that. There we go. We see that projecting. It's mystical, magical stuff. He shot the Cheryl, but he did not shoot the deputy. Oh, cracky. Excuse me. Yes, he did. I nearly said he shot the Linda. No, it was Cheryl, wasn't it? Right. I always get Cheryl and Linda mixed up. Cheryl's his sister. Linda's his girlfriend. His first Linda, maybe. Anyway. So, that's going on. Then what happens? I can't remember. Who's this now? I can't remember. What's happening? I've forgotten. Yeah, he's running through there. Oh, we can hear the... Oh, yes, I think he's hearing all different voices. Is this in his head? I don't know, but it's all from different parts of the film. We're going to get you, and then there we go, shut up, Linda, and then there's other stuff, the tape recorder he heard earlier, and then I think we hear Scott saying something, and that's it. I think this might be all going through his head. I don't know, but anyway, finds the shells, puts them in the shotgun, and right, the record player stops. Just slowly winds down. Whoa. And then I think that, yes, the projector bursts into flames. Right, so... Oh, and then I was going to get covered in blood, I think, in a minute. Goes past this pipe and then gets blood all sprayed on him, I think. Is it this bit? Is it? Oh, maybe not. I thought it was. Or was that earlier? I think it was earlier, wasn't it? I think I've skipped past it. I think it was before the projector bit. Was it? Because he's got all blood all over him, hasn't he? Is it this bit? Oh, it's there. Look, it's there. Look, he gets blood all over him. There we go. Anywho, right, where's he? He's heading back upstairs now. So he's got his shotgun. He's ready for action. This is where they get the sound effects. Sound effects department go crazy. Just wall-to-wall sound effects. In a minute. For some reason. By the way, the sound of the wind that you hear, that apparently Sam Raimi recorded that, the wind coming through his window one night. He thought it was spooky, so he recorded it. This, is this on, I don't know, is he standing on, because the camera's obviously, it must be on like a box or something, and the camera's under the box. Because when he turns in, it's really awkward. Because obviously he can't turn properly because he's standing on, there must be like a plank of wood or something. The camera's sticking through a hole maybe. I don't know, but watch when he turns. But it's really awkward, isn't it? But anyway, he's hearing noises all around him and it's all spooky. So he's checking, checks in there, and then something comes at him. Don't know what. In a minute. Here it comes. What does he see? He can obviously see something coming at him, but I don't know what it is. Because we never see the demons, do we? We never see what they look like, but he can see it. And there's a famous shot, isn't it? Probably made more famous because I think it's in Halloween, isn't it? Not Halloween. Which one? It's not Halloween because this came out after Halloween. Oh, which one is it in now? It's playing on a TV in something, and I can't remember what it is. That shot. It might be one of the later Halloween films. I can't remember. Maybe. Anyway, so still looking round. Don't know where the others have got to. More sound effects, by the way. As he's walking, the rafters. Let's go back again. Why? Dunno. Just is. I was going to look at the mirror now. This is the famous mirror scene. There we go. You can see the mirror. And going to put his hand out to the mirror. Oh, am I still going? Yes. Right. Just came up on the screen saying there, camera off for some reason. What if Cheryl was a deputy? Maybe she was. Well, we don't know, do we? She could be a law enforcement officer for all we know. Anyway, there we go. Puts the hand in the mirror. It turns into water, just like Prince of Darkness. I bet John Carpenter watching this thought, going to use that in the film, Prince of Darkness. That's what I'm going to do. The devil's in that mirror. So he's like, no, I've got mirror all over me. Then he shoots through the... there was glass in that window, wasn't there? Because he shot through it. So he shoots through that. Don't defeat anything. But I think he shoots through the door as well in a minute. Maybe. I don't know. But some hands... Oh, no, they don't. No. Cheryl's hands come through the door. In a minute. I'm sure they do. When they're ready. It's taking a while, isn't it? Not rushing this, are they? What's he going for there? Is he going for the ring? The one ring. It's Frodo Baggins. No, he's going for the magnifying glass. But I'm sure the hands come through this door any minute now. There we go. I knew it was coming. Don't know what this door's made of, but hands went through there really easily, didn't they? Grabbing hold of him. Anyway, so there we go. I don't think they're holes, are they? I think they've just painted some holes on there. It looks like it, doesn't it? Anyway, alright, he goes to, he pulls something across the door. Is it this, that, whatever it is? It a sewing machine? It is, isn't it? It's an old Singer sewing machine. My mum had one of these. But it was bigger than that. Pulls that across, and but never mind. There's a big open window there. But he thinks he's safe. But Scott's there, who is now. There we go. There's Scott, not looking well. But the book somehow has ended up near the fire. I don't know how, but it just did. Because as we look, it's just there. He gets up, grabs hold of him, and I don't know, the book somehow, even though none of them's holding the book, as far as I can tell, oh, for Pete's sake, it shows it. There we go. The book somehow ends up next to the fire. I don't know how, but it just did. So there'll be this like smell of like bacon or whatever, won't there? Because it's it's human flesh in it, so it's long pork. So there'll be the smell of crackling. She's trying to get in. Is Cheryl, and why did she just go through the window? There's a bloody gaping window there, but never mind. She's trying to get in through the door. Meanwhile, Scott's got him by the throat. And it's the famous eye gouging scene, which is kind of which they had to cut. Sorry, I'll move past the super gaudy bits because YouTube might play pop with me. Are we still okay? I think we're still okay. Anyway. Rumble. Yes, Jonathan Alsop says Necronomicon. Yes, they didn't call it that in this. I forgot they called it again. They called it something else in this, but in the second one it was the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. And Apple Eater with Rome says, "Hey guys, this is a classic. It is. Rumble chats, cool. Don't get them often." Anyway, back to the film. Where were we? I forgot what I'm doing now. The owl gouging scene. They actually cut that down because it went on a bit too long for the censors, so they had to shorten it a bit. I think it was given an X certificate in the US, and they had to take it like 49 seconds out, and it was given a NC-17 rating. But over here, it was just an X certificate. I think it was X. I don't think we had 18 certificate yet. I think it was still X. Anyway, so he's gouged out Scott's eyes. The book's all smoking a bit because I think we see Scott starting to smoke as well. That's when he realises there's a connection between the book and the possessed people. So anyway, Cheryl gets through. There we go. Not Cheryl. Yeah, Cheryl. Pardon me. She gets in. And he was trying to get hold of the book to throw it on the fire, but I think Scott's grabbed hold of him, and Cheryl's there, picks up a poker, and she's going to start beating him with the poker. Ash is trying to use the magnifying glass to hook the book so he can, grab hold of it, and not doing the best job while he's being hit. But he keeps at it. He's a trier. But he does. He finally gets hold of it, look. And he grabs hold of the book and throws it onto the fire. Just as she's about to deliver the killing blow, he throws it. I forgot to mute it. Throws it onto the fire. There we go. And everything just stops as it starts burning. There we go. She just stops and just lets go of the poker, and it nearly brains him. It would do if it showed us it. Doink, there we go. And she just stands there for a while. And there we go. And they all start dissolving as, what do you call it? Claymations. Get stop motion stuff here. It's fine. It's fine. I know it looks goofy and stuff, but, it's cool. Can't beat a bit of stop motion and claymation. This is supposed to be Cheryl, isn't it? Because she's got a plaster on her head. not looking well. And where's she got this a top changer's colour? She had like a dark coloured top on. Now it's become a light coloured top. Maybe when they did the puppet for the stop motion, maybe they couldn't get the same colour shirt. I don't know, but anyway. So they're all dissolving. There's bits with like stop motion in the background, and there's an insert there of some actual goo coming out. You can actually see it moving about. There you go. It's cool. It's cool. There you go. The book comes alive, and then they come alive. They're all tongues and dissolving. It's good stuff. And there you go. And then some mashed potato comes out of. I presume that's Scott's arm because it's got the check shirt on. Some mashed potato comes out. That must be that just shows that they're dead, but they're not quite. There we go. But they've got one last trick up their sleeve. Big demon hands coming out of their bodies for some reason. Don't know why. And they start exploding. As though they're being shot, which they probably are being, but anyway, whatever. And hang on. Just a minute. Trying to find the bit. No, we haven't got there yet. Where is it? Oh, there we go. This weird shot of Cheryl with hands coming out of both sides of her. It's not the best effect, is it? But, it's cool. That's it. And then she just she collapses. There we go. Next to Ash, and then her head explodes as it hits the floor. And here it goes, and gets him. Oh no, God! Anyway, then they're all bugs, turn into bugs, and then more stop motion dissolving with the bug in the foreground. Cool. So that's it. They're all gone. I think we hear a last. Do we hear a last? Join us, fading away. I'm sure we do. Hang on, do we? Maybe not. Maybe not. I thought we did. Let's go back a bit. Go back a bit. Maybe not. Thought we did. One last go. The demons probably thought, we'll have one last. We'll say it one more time, just in case he's changed his mind and he does want to join us. But anyway, so Ash has won. The sun's coming up. There's holes in the cut out holes that are supposed to be, just. So Cheryl, rather than just punching her hands through the door, must use like a little hacksaw to cut a pentagram shaped hole, and whatever shape that is. Anyway, it's out he comes, thinking he's safe and all. It's all lovely, and the sun's coming up. Another day's done, but here we go. Come in. There we go. That's that other whatever. There's the cabin, and there's the wood shed. What's this here? Who lives there? Does anybody live there? I don't know. We never go in there. Oh, is it like a barn? Looks like it, doesn't it? Anyway, whatever. And in it comes through the shed, the cabin, and gets him, and and that's the end of the film. There you go. There's no end credit. There's no post-credit scene. It's a great film. It's a great horror film. It's an actual horror film. The second film, they went more for comedy, didn't they? But it had, some good horror moments in it. Third one was an action adventure more than a horror film on it. But it is, one of the greats in it. I think it is anyway. I think it is one of the greats. And a proper gore fest. Sort of, you don't see any more like that now, do you? But cool film. Right, so, and I suggest, if you haven't seen it, go and see it. Everybody's seen Evil Dead, haven't they? Surely they have. But if you haven't seen it, give it a whirl. Yes, it gets goofy towards the end with the stop motion melting and stuff, $375,000. Cut them some slack. Anyway. And they actually ran out of money several times while making it. They had to, rustle up more money, more investment and stuff like that. But they got it out there. And it started Sam Raimi's career, didn't it? He would go on. I said this one, $375,000, and then Spider-Man 3, $375 million, wasn't it? I don't know how much Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness cost, but anyway, that'll be up there as well, won't it? Right, so we're done. We'll leave it there. For The Evil Dead from 1981. Classic film. Although not as scary as people make it out to be. It's not like The Exorcist or anything like that. I think, what's his face? Eli Roth said, the director of Cabin Fever, which he essentially based on Evil Dead. He says, I want to make my own Evil Dead type film. And he made Cabin Fever, which I thought was crap. But anyway, I forgot what I'm going to say now. All right, Eli Roth said if he'd had more money, Sam Raimi, to make this film, he thinks it had been scarier than The Exorcist. But I don't know. It's not just money, is it, and effects that make a film scary. It's the script and the atmosphere. But they did well. They did well with what they had. And I'm rambling again. Right. What's coming up next? I'll tell you. It's not Evil Dead, because that's done with. Monday, for Magnificent Mondays this week, we're doing The Core. Yay. So we're going to the Earth's core, but not with Doug McClure. And then I don't know what next Friday's Appointment with Fear is going to be. I haven't decided yet. I'm not going to do another poll. I'll just pick something. But next Monday, for the rest of October, the Magnificent Mondays are going to be spooky films, but not horror films. So next Monday's Appointment with Fear is going to be Ghostbusters. Then the week after, we're going to be doing or watching or talking about The Clifton House Mystery, which is a TV series from 1978, a kids show that in places it's bloody terrifying. Got it on DVD. And then the Monday after that, going to be Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. So that's what's coming up in the future for the next few weeks on Magnificent Mondays. But next Friday's Appointment, they haven't decided yet. Right, we're done and dusted. We'll leave it there. So thanks, Wingrace, and thanks, Josh Temple. Thanks, Adrian James, and is that all we've had in? Yes, and thanks to Jonathan Alsop and Apple Eater with Rome for commenting in the chat on Rumble. It's always better when there's a bit of chat. So we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are. Don't have nightmares, and until next time, I'll see you there.